Hello all. Sorry about that. I turned off the sound. I was trying to sort out the background noise and everything, and I turned off the sound. Just going to check that I am live in the right place, and so I can see your comments if anyone pops on and joins us. Yep, there we go. How are we all? What's going on with the weather? Yeah, I'm back in my jumper. I'm cold. It's not good. It's really not good. Couple of things. We have the extra 10% off on all die bundles. So that's all bundles that are a stamp set and a die set. Doesn't include the punches. They've got an extra 10% off this month. So yeah, don't forget that. If there's something that you fancy, why not get it now? Get a bit cheaper. My giveaway for this month is a little box of cards. And inside are a little set of, I'll get them out, 4 cards, all the same. And they're just little tiny cards with the envelopes too. 4 of those in the box. And as I say, that's my monthly giveaway. So I will pop up a post about that. There'll be a photo of it and there's a post going on. And please like, comment and share on the post. And I will pick someone at random to win that. Janet won our last one for the little album, so I thought this one this time, and then perhaps we'll do an album next month. So that's that. Also, many of you may remember quite some months ago I created an album, and when I did the cover I did it the wrong way. So I created another cover and said I would do another album. I've been on with that album. I created all the pages and then I waited for the new catalogue for some papers to decorate with. Well, I've done that. I've done all my base decorating. I've put my photos in and some mementos in there. And here it is. It's a big one. It's not very big size-wise. I think it's 6.5 by 7.5, 6.5 by 8, I think, or it might be something. I'll measure it. But yeah, it's quite a large. So I thought I'd share that with you first and just have a quick flick through of that. And then once I've completed it with all the other decoration, I will do a video and put that onto YouTube. So yeah, I'll share that first and then we'll do some crafting. So do bear with me while I just turn you round. Sorry if I make you a bit dizzy. There we go. Put that in there. All right, let's get that looking something like. Okay, so here's my album. It's a mixture of all different pages, pockets and that that I've used. And I've used, or am using, the Thoughtful Journey suite. So that has the papers, the Memories of More cards, and also has the stamp and die bundle. Some gorgeous dies in there, lots of foliage and the stamps, which, yeah, I haven't used those yet within this album. That's for my later decoration. But I've used the papers and that. But this is my album for on stage when we went to Rotterdam. So this is just going to be a quick run through the bin where we parked so that we could remember where we'd parked. So we've got a stack pocket on there. And then we've got a couple of little pockets on there. And that's a photo mat in there, and then a plain piece and a pocket in there with the photo mat in there. And then we've got a little corner pockets on there. I'm not going to talk about the photos and that, I'll do that when I do my video. And a little tuck pocket on there. Another stack pocket there. I've got some mementos in there, and then we've got a faux waterfall on there. So there's lots and lots of space in here for lots of photos. A couple of little photo mats in those pockets, and that opens up to there. And then we have a couple of little flaps with photo mats in there, and another large area there, and then this opens up and a photo mat in there. And then we have a slack pocket, which I haven't got anything in those. I ended up that when I'd done it, I didn't want to use it. I didn't want to disrupt how it looks, so we've just gone with that. Then we've got a belly band on here with a little photo mat in there. But like I say, there are lots of space for photos. Flap there, little pockets in there, and that folds down. And then we've got a little pocket there. And I did leave lots of larger areas for photos this time in this one, because it's nice just to collage them up a bit. Now this opens out, so that goes that way, but then it also goes that way. That creates a large pull out. And then you've got exactly the same on here. And then we've got another tuck spot in there. That goes like that. And there we go. So yeah, it's a large album. Like I say, I will do a video when it's totally complete, and I'll put a blog up with all, I might do a PDF as well on my website. So it is actually 7 inches by 8. It's quite a large one, and the spine is 2 1/4. But yeah, well, my hinge isn't holding too. It's holding, it's just not staying stuck. So I need to look at that. It's the weight, I think. There's a lot of weight in there, especially because I've matted everything on cardstock before I've stuck it in. But yeah, so that's that. Right, back to today. And we are using the Country Birdhouse. That's what I've been showcasing this week. I've got my dies in there. So it's the Stampin' die set, and as you can see, I've got some pre-cut bits. So what I thought I'd do is use some of these up with some other stuff as well, to make something for today. Oh, excuse me. It's so pretty, really is pretty. The little flowers, and it's the colourway as well with this one, though you can use it for other colours. My card on Monday that had some different colours in it. Yesterday's card, I believe it was, that stuck to the colours of the suite because it was the papers. And I think mainly today, or at least for one card, I don't know if we'll make one or two, we'll stick to the colours in the suite as well because of what I've got pre-cut. But yeah, it's very pretty. So these are the papers. But we have wood textures, which is one lot of papers. And that's what I used for yesterday's card. But then there's two sets of papers here. That one doesn't. I've mixed them all up. I'll move that. But we've got this dark wood and the panels. And then this one, which I love, would be great for beachy scenes. And the blue. And then we've got some pink. And some more wood panels. And a whitewash. And a darker. And a grey. They're very rustic looking. That looks like laminate flooring. It's too even for me. That's me. It's just shabby. That's my garden. Very much my garden is shabby. And another laminate flooring. And then we're into the other, because that's the country woods and it's the country lace. So we've got like a denim, which is Misty Moonlight, and then we've got pretty pink and a lacy effect. And then we've got grey stripes, I think smoky slate. And that's some off-white, basic beige, I would say. And then a basic beige. That's almost like a denim as well. And Misty Moonlight. They're just gorgeous patterns that will go with anything, not necessarily just this suite. More pretty petal pink. And Misty Moonlight design with stripes. And we've got smoky slate. It's a lovely little pattern. Basic beige, and smoky slate. I think, yes, it is basic beige or smoky slate. So yeah, other papers, very nice. So let's make a card, and I'm going to start with this because I've got it pre-done. And then we'll have that, because that fits onto there, like so. And then we can cut a piece to go on top, which is this piece here. And then there is also this piece. So you have that, and you have the thinner one to cover, and then the thicker one that goes on top, because you can see all the little edges on here, just where they all fit. So we're going to cut some of those out, and I think if we're having that white, we'll then have a Misty Moonlight dark and a smoky slate top. So I'm just in my scrap box. So I like to use scraps up first. That's a bit big. Will this one do? That might do. That big enough? Yep. And a Misty Moonlight. We've got a little triangular piece there, so we can use that to cut these. You might have noticed I've got my splint on today. I'm struggling with my arthritis with my wrist. It's my wrist and here in my thumb. It's really playing me up. So you'll have to bear with me today. Some things might not go as easily as normal, but we will see. It should be fine with having that on. I usually just wear my gloves, but they're not strong enough. This one's actually got the metal support in it, so it stops my wrist bending so much. Right, that's not going to go through. That's a little bit big. Can we put it through at an angle? Oh, yes. Pop that there. We always like to use up our scraps first. I don't like wasting card. Okay, there'll be quite a bit of die cutting, I think, today. Even though I've got lots of pieces done, I think we'll still have a lot more pieces to do. So that's that. That's that piece. That's those three. So that's the top of it done. But then we've got the bottom. And I think we'll do the bottom in smoky slate too. And we've got a piece for the bottom here. So we can pop that on. On there. Here we go. Run that through. Pull that off. And then we're going to need as well a hole for in there and a little piece for him, the bird, to stand on, like a pole that they have and stick out. So we've got the little circle, which we'll do these in smoky slate, I think. Misty Moonlight. And it's that piece. Now, something we noticed, I don't know why, maybe some other demo or someone knows, this one that cuts out the piece that is for this circle here to make that for the bird box where they go in and out, also cuts in it a little tiny circle. Sorry, can't see that, can you? Now, we have this die that cuts out the circle for the little rod for him to stand on, a peg. Why does that cut a circle out of there? Because you want that solid. Hello, Julie. Just popped on for a peep. We're making birdhouses, but not real ones, obviously. Just nice little pretty ones. But yeah, I don't understand why it cuts like that. So if somebody knows, please tell me. And put those away. So if you see, so we've got our little foot to stand on, but then that, it cuts out, so you end up with a hole in the middle of it. Well, I don't want a hole in the middle of it because it's meant to be a hole cut in for the birds to go in and out. So I end up having to glue the middle back in. But hey ho, there's obviously a reason for it, and somebody out there knows. I'd like you to share, please. Right, so we're going to glue all this together. But first, I want to stamp on this, on our little scallop, because in here, in the stamps somewhere, if I can see with all this stuff in there, here we have a nice little pattern that fits exactly into those scallops. Find a block and I'm throwing everything everywhere. Okay, so and I'm going to do this in smoky slate. So let's move that off there. We'll grab some ink. And then that'll line up. It should line up exactly on there. And it just adds a little bit of prettiness. How cute is that? That'd look fab done a line along to make a border on something. Alright, so we'll just do the other side. It's quite easy to line up actually, because the actual edge of the stamp is wiggled as well, so you can line it up on there. That's pretty. Okay, right, let's get gluing. This could be fun, gluing this. I'll see how we get on. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I'll just pop that on there. And there's two ways you can, well, three ways you can use these. One is to just stamp, use your stamps and stamp the birdhouse, which is what I did on Monday's card. You can just use the dies like I am here, or you could stamp it first and die cut it. There's lots of ways of using these. And I have seen people create an actual 3D like birdhouse with it. Create it as a box. Something I do want to have a go at doing. Now this is where I get stuck because my wrist won't bend. Where I need it to go. Oh, just line that up. Push that down a bit. That's the good thing about the wet glue. We get the wiggle room to be able to manoeuvre it. Okay. And then that one will fit over the top. And then I think that one fits over the top again. I'm not sure, actually, if I want the blue or not. We'll see. We'll pop our smoky slate edge down. And I don't know if you've noticed, but there are bits of emboss on here, just to give it a little bit of detail, and on here. And the die does that as it's put in, which is nice. I don't know if you can hear that, but my cat is snoring and it's so loud. I mean, I have done what I can for the background noise and that on, but yeah, cat's really loud. See, I think that's pretty. but does it need the blue? Yeah, we'll put the blue on. Right. I'll just pop a bit of glue up there and a bit down there. That gives me plenty to hold on to. Well, we'll attempt to lay that down all my life. This isn't going well. Oh. There we go. That's gone down. I could have come a bit further down with the stamping of the lace at the frill, closest to the edge, and then you just see more because that actually hides a little bit of it, but that's okay. Is it going to focus? Yep, there we go. But we won't worry. Right, now we've got our hole that isn't really a hole, is it? It's a wheel. I'll put that on there. And then some pop the centre back in. I mean, you can see that it's two pieces. If you're that worried, you could colour behind it first, but I'm not that worried. And then I'll pop that on there. Okay, there we go. Then we can start making some pretty stuff for it. What I'm going to do is get a piece of basic white. That's a matte layer, which is 10 centimetres by 14.4. That's my standard layer. And I'm going to have that on there. So what I want to do is put some colour onto it. So I'm going to use a bit of a neon here. Yeah, that's got blue. I don't want blue, it's a bit dark. So we'll get a clean brush. Yeah, that one's clean. And I want to use a bit of Pull Party. And I'm going to bring my glass mat over to blend on. So I'll put this on here. This glass mat is fantastic. Hello, dog. My dog's come back. Hayden must have finished cooking. Glass mat's fantastic for blending. Because it doesn't waste the ink, whereas when you're on paper and we dab it off, that ink's wasted then because it's into the paper. With this you can pick it up and use it. So I'll just have, see, I can put the ink on there to get the excess off and just blend onto there, but then I can pick that up then, whereas if that was on paper I wouldn't be able to do that. My dog is not happy. It's windy here and my dog is scared of the wind. All right, mate. I'll just put a bit more on there. It's just so it's got a bit of a background hue to it, really. Just go bit wider. Pick up the last of that ink. There we go. Come on. Hello. You want to come and say hello? This is Evangeline. And she's just going to put her head in. But yeah, she wants some help. Let's see what she's doing. Bless her. Only my dog could be scared of the wind. And then I will just wipe that, because we don't want to get it all over the rest of our card. Okay. And what I might do actually, I just want some more texture on that back. So we'll do some splats. I like splats. There's a few ways you can do this. You can use your alcohol markers, you can use Stampin' Right marker. I tend to use my Stampin' Right marker because I don't tend to colour with these as much. I write with them, with the opposite end quite a lot, but I don't tend to colour with them. I only tend to use them on the stamps to stamp with. So I'm not too fussed about the nib fraying, whereas my blends, I'd rather keep it. So you can do it by just hitting like that and the ink will come out. That gives you a smaller, finer splatter, which there is some on there, but you can hardly see it. Or you can flick it in the lid and that gives you a bit of a heavier splatter. You can't really see that, but it is on there. There you go. And it just adds that little bit more texture to it. Another way you could do is you could emboss the background, which would look nice. Do I emboss it? See, I've mentioned that now, haven't I? I wasn't going to, but I think we've got quite a lot of plain. So yeah, we'll emboss it. I'll find an embossing folder. Oh, in fact, there's an embossing folder that comes with this suite. And it's the Eyelet 3D embossing folder, which is mirrored in some of the papers. And as you can see, because it's open that way, I haven't used this yet. So let's bring in the big cut and emboss machine. Alexa, stop. I don't know why Alexa's trying to make a phone call. But I haven't asked her to make a phone call. So I believe we need our base plate 1 and just number 4 for our 3D embossing folders. And place that in there. Now you could do a nice wood grain one on here, so it looks a bit like it's on the fence, or you could have used a piece of the designer series paper. Oh gosh, that's heavy. Which that would have looked nice, but I just wanted to do something a little bit different. There we go, that's better. How pretty is that? I love that embossing folder. That's really nice. Like I say, I haven't used it until now. So I'm going to 3D that up on dimensionals. Hello, Evangeline. my chair's going down. Dale leant on my chair the other day whilst I was sitting on it. He was reading something on my computer. Now, I'm not the lightest of people, I will say that. But with Dale leaning on it as well, it pushed it down. And now it goes down too often. And it is my new chair. I haven't had it that long. I'm not impressed with him at all. Right, so I'll add that. In fact, do we have it in the... Just thinking, because we have got in here a ribbon, the bow to hang, or we've got a stand so that it can stand on it. And I could make it do either of those. But I think I want it in the middle because of where I've put, and then we'll see if anything will fit. If not, we can just have it floating in midair. That's fine too. Okay, there we go. That's pretty. So next, we've got some of these that are really, really cute little flowers. We can just add a little bit of dimension to them. We've got some pink. I've got petal pink and pool party and night of navy. And we've got some that are all die cut, and I've got some here that are stamped, so we can do a mix with what we've got. A pink one of those. I'm just going to use up some of what I've got. I've got, that's a stamped and coloured. That look pretty in there, and then we can just add some of these leaves that we've got. Some are in white. So I've got some that are old olive. Oops, I've just added in that old olive grounding colour, which is fine. We can do that. Just placing these around just to give me an idea of where I might like things, and if I need to cut something else. I quite like that as is. So we're going to start sticking those on. So I want that flower first. So I'll stick that down there. And then I'm going to stick that larger one, because then we can push things in behind that. And just make sure that's off centre. I didn't want it directly underneath. I'll pop that one there. And then a pink there. We can interweave them, so some petals go above, some go below. Oh my gosh, I'm struggling so much to pick things up. Now that's too long, so I'm just going to trim that off. Remember, we can always trim things down. So if you've got a large piece of foliage and it's not what you want, trim it down. You don't have to keep them. how they're designed. I am going to trim that off as well because that's going to be too long. Julie says, that looks so pretty, love the colours. Thank you. They are gorgeous colours together, aren't they? Misty Moonlight's quite dark, but with all these others, it doesn't seem so dark. That's it, pop that in there. Then we'll have a go at the other side. I'm not sure I want one that big. I think I'm going to change that for a slightly smaller pink one. I don't want the sides to be the same or too even. So if I pop our leaves on first. Put some glue on the ends. So I'll have that one coming out up the top because that one's out at the side. And then glue on there and add that on there. That's it. And then we can have a couple of these little stamped ones on here. Very fiddly. Oh dear. That one on there, like so. I overlap them a little, and then I'll trim that and give them a little bit some glue on there, pop that under there. There you go. It's just a matter of popping things in and seeing where you like them. What else we got? I think we could do with another little something there. And perhaps this little Misty Moonlight one. I don't want nothing too big. Okay, Evangeline. And there. I think that's better. Yeah. Right. Well, I am okay with how that looks. Hello, no, yes, hello. Do you want to come up here? Let me get your bed. Wait a minute. I know you don't like it. Put your bed on there. There you go. Curl up on there at the side. Right, so I'm going to do a bird. Evangeline, you need to get down. You can't be on there. There. Sit. Good girl. Right. You don't have to put a bird there if you don't want to. I quite fancy a bird. Got the memento. I'm going to stamp this in memento because I'm going to colour it with Stampin' Blends. So we will go on, you're going to have to go down. Colours for our bird. If he's going to sit on there, we could do him a bit of grey, maybe. Bit of smoky grey. And what other colour shall we have? Pool party, I think. Okay. I'll do the pool party first under here. I'll just roughly do this, just to add some shadow in. I'm not the best colour, as I've said before, and especially not today with my hand in this. I'm just going to do some dots up there to try and tie it in. All right, the smoky slate a bit. We'll have a bit of dark under there. A bit of darker there and some dark going up there. For that, let's flicking it just so that it adds a bit of texture to them and shading. Nothing more. Just so that it's not a total flat colour. The dog is determined to get on my lap. And I'm just going to blend that in a bit. That, and then we'll do the tail. Dark there. Evie, just please. Oh, wrong colour. Nearly. I've got a dog trying to squeeze a head in under my arm. There we go. That's it. That's quite pretty. I'll move those, and for the beak and for the feet I am just going to bring in the light petal pink. Just in there. Like so. And then we'll die cut that. The die for that. And I'll grab my washi tape to hold it into place. We don't want it moving. Just line that up, stick that on. That's it. And I'll run that through. Okay. Alright, put that there and bring our card back down. Now we can either have him perched on there if we wanted, which will cover the hole, or we can just have him down here amongst the flowers, which I think it looks pretty there. I'm going to raise him up. I'm going to raise him up, but I am. I was going to chop the wire, but I don't need to, do I? Because there's a border all the way around. Okay, so I'll pop him on a dimensional. And I wonder if I can, might be easier with my tweezers to hold and get it where I need it. I can hold it like that now, that's better. I am going to pop it off to one side, just there. There we go, that's pretty. Oh, okay. And then we could either have, I think that would be nice, as though it's a bow hanging. And we could do that. I'll try in the petal pink, I think. See what that looks like. Let's just bring back my die cutting machine. There we go. Now I'm not going to bother taping that down because it doesn't matter if that moves. There. Ooh. Put that away. I'm trying to keep everywhere tidy so that I haven't got so much cleaning up to do after. It's not really working. And pop that on there like that. Yeah. So I'm going to put a tiny bit of glue just there. And I'm probably going to have to hold it while it dries because it's such a tiny bit. Pop that there. That's kind of sweet. Make sure that's straight. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to pop it onto a white card base. Cut ourselves a white card base. So we've got a A4 piece card, and I'm going to score it in half at 10.5, and then cut it in half that way at 14.9. There we go. So I've got 2 card bases. Pop that one away. Next time I need a white card base, and then I'll fold this. Now, if I've got my trimmer out, I always fold it and butt it up against so that I end up with them equal. Of course, there's that many times I make a card base and just fold it normally, and I end up with one end a lot larger than the other, whereas that way they're equal. And I think we're going to have just a tiny strip around. Let's check what size this is. It doesn't seem right to me. It should be 14.4. Aha, it's short. By 10. So it is by 10. But it's 14 point something. I'm going to do it 14.1, which will then allow me to just have a very tiny. No, I'm not, because I've messed that up. So we'll make it 13.9. It's the problem with doing it once you've embossed it. Let's get my other go. So we've got 13.9. And I'll need it 9.5, which is okay. With this, we can trim it off. Sorry, I'm out of shot. There we go. And then that'll give us enough to put a nice border on of another colour. Let's see, we mess things up. It's fine. We then correct them. It's a piece of paper at the end of the day. So we've got that, and then I'm going to try Misty Moonlight and see what that looks like. It might be a bit dark, but we'll just see. It might just pop enough. Just a thin border. Quite like the Misty Moonlight. I mean, that piece isn't big enough. I know. But Smoky Slate. What will that look like? Okay, just a little border. Oh, I like the Smoky Slate because it's just a hint. Yeah, Smoky Slate. So we will trim that. That's 9.5, so we'll do it this way first. 13.9, and then we'll do 1, 2, 3. So 14.2. So we've just got a 3mm. That'll just give us a little border all the way around to 9.5. 1, 2, 3, 9.8. There we go. So we will, now that's dry, I'm going to, because I could just cut that off, but I think it'll look a bit strange that it's just from nowhere. I'm going to bend it round, just so it's on the back then. It looks like it actually goes somewhere rather than nowhere, and it's got something holding it down, because it might just, if it's just left hanging, break off if it's not attached in any way. And that'll just hold that. Okay. And then we've just got a nice little border all around there. Press that down, and then I'll glue that onto our card base. And then I want just some little, flatten them, haven't I? Somewhat putting it in there. That's okay, we can pull them back up. They'll get flattened in the post anyway. Bit of bling. And I like using these at the moment. The Iridescent Pearl Basics. I think they're just really pretty. I'm going to put a large one on there. And then I'll have a larger one in there, a tiny one in there, a tiny one in there. I'm not always a big fan of putting jewels in the centre of flowers, but I feel this works. Now I've lost, no I haven't, I've got it. My poker tool, because I want one on there because I want an odd number, and I want to put one in just under there. That's easier to get it in on there. Little pretty. Okay. I'll pop those away, and then we'll do our inside. gosh, sorry. I forgot then. I was totally in my own little... Yeah. Really moved that, haven't I? Dear, dear. Sorry. Yeah, an inner, which is another layer, which I'm not sure if these are cut right, but well, that one is. Must have been that other one. I've got lots of offcuts in there, as well as my layers. That's such a pretty card. Well done, Lisa. Oh, thank you, Julie. I'm pleased with it. Right, in here, I'm just going to use a couple more of these flowers just to decorate the inside. And use them up. So we'll have that one. We can have this one. You don't have to decorate your insides if you don't want to. I just think it looks pretty. And I've got all these done, so why not? We'll pop that on there, like that, as long as they don't come over the edge too much, because we don't want them sticking out our card. And then we can glue that to our card inside, like so. And there we go. That is today's card finished. I'm only going to do one. I did a lot of jibber jabbering at the beginning, but also it's taken me longer than normal. And I'm off for a nice afternoon with Julie this afternoon today, and this evening we're going to do some crafting. So yeah, that'll be nice. Right, thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you all again next week. Do share what you've been crafting. I love to see. And don't forget the giveaway. I'll put that post up tomorrow because I won't get a chance now. But yeah, we've got that giveaway going for this month. Okay, I'll speak to you all soon. Bye.